staying in that building. And there was a time that my senior pastor and the wife, they start, arguing each other on Sunday morning. And then, that's after the wife went to her room, and my senior pastor told me, I'll give you a tip. Do not start any fight on Sunday morning. Do you know why? Because it will ruin your Sunday worship. And sometimes there's many times, I would say, many times that I want to start, to talk with those that, and I think it's like, it's Sunday. Okay. Maybe on Monday morning. Can I prolong it a little bit? Now, sometimes you need also to do your responsibility. You need to prepare your heart. But anyway, my message is not about that. So I want you to look at the passage we're going to look at this afternoon is in John chapter 8, verse 12. Pastor Mike would conclude this message on next Sunday. This would be the third messages that you have received on our series about the light. I want you to think about this. You cannot give what? What you don't have. You must first what? Possess it first, then you can give. If you don't have light with you, you could not give a light to somebody. You must possess it first, then you can give. Now I hope at the end of this service, it is my prayer. It is unique now because this is a combination of a regular service and a candlelight service. We usually have two services. But now, because we don't own this building, we are trying to make it one. So, I'm going to give you the last part of the message. We're going to light these candles, and I think we have candles there outside. Later on, I'm going to ask somebody to distribute. And I want you to take this candle. This is the first time for the past 9 years. This is the only time that we will let you bring your candle with you. Now I have something on why you need to bring that candle with you, as you would light the candle in the light of Jesus Christ. So, are you now there in John chapter 8, verse 12? Okay, so open your Bible with me there in John chapter 8, verse 12. Now, I want you to see this. If you look at in chapter 7 and then go to chapter 12, you will see that there is a fest that they called the Feast of Tabernacle, was also known as what? The Feast of Light. Now they have so much activities there. There are so many things that they need to light because this is not just a tabernacle, a Feast of Tabernacle, it's a Feast of Lights. Now here, if you look at the background, why they have this Feast of Tabernacle, it is because of what God has done during the time when the Israelites is in the wilderness. So this is the background why they have the Feast Tabernacle, and also known as what? The Feast of Light. So here, if you remember, I know you've been reading the Old Testament, you know this. So when during their journey, the Israelites, God had provided them what? A pillar of fire. And who is that pillar of fire? And that is God Himself. God has what? Represented God's presence, protection, and guidance while they were in the journey in the wilderness. When there's so much dark in their journey, God has provided a pillar of fire. And that's why they celebrate what? a Feast of Tabernacle or a Feast of Light. Now here it is. Jesus Christ now, he wants to make himself a controversial here. Because during their journey, God is with, during the journey of the Israelites, God was with them. God has provided the pillar of fire to protect them. And what Jesus Christ said? He said, he called himself what? The light of the world. And this is the time of the Feast of Light. So now he proclaimed himself that he was the person who were with them during their journey in the wilderness. What? So here it is. Jesus Christ said, I am the light of the world. The first point I'd like to share with you is a declaration of Jesus Christ. He said, I am. Now, I am, if you look at in the Old Testament, when Moses asked God, what is your name? If people would ask me, what's your name? God said, in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, I am who I am. Now, the word here, there are some denomination or religions who don't believe that Jesus Christ is a divine. This verse is the best verse to refute that. He said, I am who I am. And this is have a reference in Exodus chapter 3:14. What Jesus Christ is trying to say here. Now Jesus said, I am. In Greek word, it is what? Egoeme. He uses this expression in order to what? In relation to his divinity. So, when Jesus said, I am, he identified himself explicitly. No, not implied, but explicitly. When you say the word explicitly, it means it is a direct. It is not implied, but it's written. Okay? So here, explicitly with Yahweh, asserting his what? Eternality, self-existence, and changelessness, and claiming to be Yahweh's presence on earth. Now when you hear the word, I am, when Jesus said, I am, he was what? A God who never changed. He exists before the beginning. Wow. So now, he said, I am the light of the world. Now, I am the light of the world. It has 5 implications that I would like to share with you this afternoon. First, Jesus what? The light by nature. He could never be influenced by darkness. By nature, Jesus Christ is what? Light. Light is what he is within himself, within his being, his nature, his essence, his character. Therefore, Jesus Christ is the light of the world because it is, in his being, he is natural light. The second, Jesus, the light, it tells us that he is what? Holy, righteous, and pure. Light is what? Is the symbol of purity and holiness. Number 3, Jesus, the light, reveals. Now when you say reveals, he gave us, if you read this, his light shows what? Clearly the nature, the meaning, and what it says there? The destiny of all things. He reveals. And for Jesus, the light guides. And now his light allows man to walk on darkness. If you look at the background of the Feast of Tabernacle, is what? They were in the wilderness, walking in the dark, but God provided them the light. So it means that despite how dark it is, when God provided light, they could be able to walk even how dark it is. If I could put a little bit application there, even how dark is our world in our lives today. I tell you, if you have the light, you could walk despite of the darkness. Because you have the light within us. Number 5 is so interesting. Jesus what? The light does away with darkness and with chaos. Because of light, we could remove what? The darkness that is in us. I remember a story. I hope you would laugh with this one. This is a quote-unquote joke. This is a little boy. He started writing what to ask for this Christmas. And he wrote on his paper and he said, Lord, I've been so good for the past 6 months. His intention here, in order to get what he can get during this Christmas. So, Lord, I've been so good during past 6 months. And then you look at what he wrote. That's not true. So he erased and then replaced it. Lord, I've been so good for the past 3 months. He looked at it. That's not true. So he stand up. He stand up and he went to there is a nativity altar, and you know the figure there. They have this Jesus Christ and the mother and Joseph. He stand up. He went to the nativity altar. He took the figure of Mary. He went back there and started writing, and this is what he wrote. He said, "Dear God, if ever you want to see your mother again, you should give me what I'm asking for." Now I hope, how do you call that? That's kidnapping. Do you want to see your mother back again?
Enough for us.
No, sometimes in our lives, maybe we're also like the child. We try to kidnap our own self, nobody else. We try to be good because we are asking for something. But actually in our heart, it's not true. You could be good, but if your heart is not worshiping the Lord, it's useless. Number 2, a declaration of being connected. You notice there in verse 12, it says what? Whoever what? Follows. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. Now the word whoever is what? Is a singular. It means it is a personal decision. It is a personal choice of the person. So the word whoever, you choose it. If something happened, that's your problem. Why? Because you choose it. Nobody forced you to make a decision. And that's why the word whoever, it is a singular, because you need to make a decision. And whatever happens, that's your problem. Now the word whoever, you are going to make a decision. Whoever makes the personal decision, what? To become his disciple, he could not stay where he is. Now, it's voluntary. You need to make a decision. Whoever, it's your personal decision. Now, as you would make a decision, you could not stay where you are. You need to follow your master. So, there must be link or connection between the master and the disciple. Now, if you look at here, the master is what? In the light. Now, the follower, or the one who decides whoever, he could not stay in the dark. There must be what? A connection. There must be a relationship that the master is in the light or God is in the light. Then the follower, the one who decides whoever, he could not stay where he is. He must stay or he must join where the master is. Now, let me give you this Bible verse to you. In 1 John chapter 1, verses 6 to 7, it says, if we claim what? To have fellowship with Him, yet we walk in the darkness, we lie and do not live by the truth. But if we walk in the light as He is in the light, we have fellowship with one another. If you decide, if you are the person, whoever, you are the person who made decision, you could not stay where you are. We must join God who is in the light. Let me say this to you. A Christian is connected, related to the light. We don't have any business that is connected, what? To the dark or in the dark. If a Christian is still doing something that is related in the dark, according to the Word of God, that's not my word, you are still related with the person who is in the dark, not the person who is in the light. Last one. A declaration of what we possess. Now, if you look at the verse 12, the last part, it says, we'll have what? What it says there in verse 12? We'll have the light of. So if you look at this, it says, whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. I want you to look at the word here, but. With the word here, but, in our part of speech, we call this as a logical constructive, which means a contrast referred to opposition. In this text, if you look at the text, what is the opposing side? So you will see here what? The light and the darkness. Now the person who decides whoever, he must choose. He could live in the light or he could live in the dark. But because he chooses whoever that person, then he must stay in the light. The man who decided to follow will have the light of life. So the light of life becomes what? What will happen now? You remember there? Will have. What that will have? Will have the light of life. So now what will happen to the light of life? It becomes the position of the person who decided to follow the light. Do you get me now? So now, if the person, whoever, have you decided? Whoever, if you are that person who accepted and believed the Lord Jesus Christ, I tell you, my friend, you have possessed. The Word of God says, you will have. What's that will have? Will have the light of life. Now, you are going to possess that. How would you explain possess in Tagalog? Angkinin. Do you understand that? Angkinin. We have the light of the world that is within us. So here is my proposition for our application this afternoon. The person have possessed now what? The nature of Jesus Christ. The holiness and righteousness of Jesus Christ. The revelation of Jesus Christ. And the Christ-like attitude. Again, my proposition, because Jesus is the light of the world, in Him alone there is light. This light had been passed on to us. Therefore, what? We have possessed this light in our lives. Hindi ko ba pwede isauli? Because I possess it. Can I return when I commit sin? No, it's not. Because Jesus Christ will not die to you again. He will only die. Because we possess now the light of the world. The first application I could give you this morning is we are capable, what? To remove darkness in our lives. We have now the power, we have now the strength to say no to the darkness because we have now possessed the light in our lives. Do you get me? But if you don't have light in our lives, how could we possess darkness? We love darkness. But now there is light within us. We could say no. What is the activities that belongs to the light? Let me give you here. Now darkness what? Only exists in the absence of light. There is darkness in our lives when there is no light. How could those people live in darkness? Because light is not in their life. I want you to show this picture to you. If you think about in the room that there is no light, it is full of darkness. But I tell you, when the light comes in that room, what will happen? Light was able to overcome darkness. Now, it's not the question if we could live a righteous life, a holy life in this world. The question is, do we possess the light? I hope all of us would answer, yes, Pastor Bong, we possess the light, and that's why we could overcome darkness. But if we don't have the light, and we try to live that is in the light, I tell you, we will just end up frustrated, disappointed, because we could not resist the temptation that is so strong in our lives. Second application, we are capable to hear what? What God is saying to us. Because God loves us to be in the light, and He is also in the light, I can imagine that there is a wonderful fellowship. Whatever God wants to tell us, we could easily hear Him. Because we are in the light. I want you to imagine this. Now, why some of us are in trouble? Somebody is calling you here. Why some of us are in trouble? Why? Why some of us are in misery or confused? Because we miss what? Hearing the voice of God. Now sometimes we make decisions that lead us in misery. We make decisions that lead us in trouble because we are not hearing the voice of God that is speaking to us. But if we are living in the light, and we know that God is in the light, we could hear His presence, we could hear His message. And last one, I wanted to show this cartoon here. What it says? It says, "Dear God, how come I can never hear your voice?" I mean, what do you think? How would you hear if you're also listening deeper in tune? The third, we are capable to pass on the light to the what? To the other person. Now, as I mentioned to you, we must possess it first before we could pass on to the other person. Now, all of us, we want to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, who is the light of this world. But the only thing, we could not share the gospel of Jesus Christ when we're living in the dark. We must possess first the light of this world, and that is Jesus Christ. And here in living in the light, I tell you, your life becomes an example living in the light. And those people who are in the dark, they will notice you because you're living in the light. and you could easily share the light of this world. And that is Jesus Christ. Now let me conclude this message with this legendary story. The farmer was walking in the farm and he saw this baby eagle, how do you call this? Eagle chick. Piglet is. Huh? Eaglet. Piglet is. That's not piglet. So, while this farmer was walking and he picked up this eaglet, and then he put this baby eagle in the farm with the chicken. And the eagle was living with the chicken, and he thinks that he is a chicken. Whatever the practices of the chicken, he also follow because he thinks that he's a chicken. And there, one day, he saw this eagle flying on the sky. And the eagle, he was saying, how I wish I could fly the same with that eagle on the sky. And here is the picture of the eagle, looking on the eagle, just saying, wow, what a wonderful to be there. But he forgot that he is an eagle. Why? Because he has been living with a chicken. But he forgot that he possessed the ability, the skill of an eagle. He could fly, he could soar. But the only thing, he was living with a chicken. And he thinks he is a chicken. My friend, when we believe and receive Jesus Christ as a personal Lord and Savior, we are His children. We could soar as high as we can according to His grace and mercy and love. But we think that we could not do. We think that we are a chicken. We only do little things because we're afraid to do. But I tell you, we have possessed the nature of Jesus Christ. We have possessed the righteousness, the holiness of Jesus Christ in our lives. We just need to practice this. Now I hope as you will come out in this building, as we will celebrate Christmas, think about this. Jesus Christ came into this world not for nothing. He came into this world because He wants to give us His nature. He wants us to be divine by giving Jesus Christ. I hope in this Christmas, think about this. God has given you His nature, His abilities, His strength. You are not chicken. You are an eagle. Fly high as you will see Jesus Christ, that He loves you so much. And I hope in this Christmas, whatever challenges that we have, we could smile because we know there is a person who gave His life for us in order to possess that nature. Merry Christmas.
From whom all blessings flow, praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy